once we have the data done, obviously the whole reason why we're doing the trial is to look at the economics, right? Whether it's pig performance gets us fewer days in the barn, or we get a heavier market pig so that we get a better price. The dollar is really what we're trying to understand in all of this. And so my question to you is, how do you help people, or how do you maybe look at the economics? Because you just kind of hit on it there for a minute. In the summer when we're space limited, right, we're not so worried about days, we're just looking at gain. But then in the winter, we might be looking more at, true carcass weight opportunities. So how do you start to interpret that data or manage through that thought process when you're looking at the end of a study?
Yeah. So obviously your economics are going to be somewhat system dependent. There's, depending on how you're marketing your pigs is going to somewhat dictate how you place an emphasis on gain specifically. Feed conversion is pretty straightforward in terms of the cost of feeding that pig up to a certain weight. But the value of gain is the one that changes depending on how you look at it, whether you're a fixed time or a fixed weight system. I'd say no systems are truly probably fixed time or fixed weight. There's some combination. And as you indicated, in the summer months when you're short on space, typically you're trying to drive weights as heavy as you can because market prices are high. So typically we become short on space and try to get their value gain more than what we do in periods where space isn't limiting and maybe prices aren't driving heavier weights in the winter periods. So the value of gain can even fluctuate between season, and you just need to understand the cost of your space when on those certain times of year where space is not limiting, and then what the incremental pounds of gain is on the periods of time where in summer, for example, where every pound is that you add on the carcass is going to be incrementally more value. So that every system is a little bit different in terms of that value gain, but it's important to understand that and try to dial that in as close as you can, so that when you do get the study outcomes, you can apply what we call marginal economic values for gain, feed conversion, those the values for those individual traits, and get a good value proposition or understand what the value proposition is in totality for that project or that specific technology.